Здравствуйте, fine shits, and welcome back to VLADdoodles. I'm finally here with the new sketchbook tour, and it's the usual schedule. No cuts, no edits, straight me yapping for like an hour probably. And yeah, this sketchbook took me a lot longer than usual. I think everyone else kind of noticed because everyone got pretty antsy because, there was like no content for a little bit. But to be fair, I've been depressed, I've been busy, and I have a full time job. So I have not been able to post as much or like create as much. And then I recently went to like a full, like, 2 month art block, 3 month art block, and basically drew nothing. And I've only recently, like, I'm talking like few days recently, like, got back into the swing of things. And so I am ready to finally get out of this weird funk. I mean, to be fair, I've also been going out more and like doing things. It's been really fun, really cool to kind of encourage myself to, you know, get inspired, find a muse. I don't know what sketchbook this is, so as per usual, let's look at it. We're looking around, looking at it. This sketchbook is the Pentalic sketchbook. It's actually like a pretty cheap sketchbook from Walmart. I got it a little bit ago, and I think they still make these different sizes, different colors and stuff. The paper, I would say, isn't that great. It's good for like light watercolor. It's good for some pen work. Good for pencil, but it doesn't really take to gouache or markers as well, which, as we know, I do like to paint. So that's kind of part of the reason why it took me longer, the challenge of having to like go through it. So first things first, it has a little like divider thing for the actual sketchbook, and I put this on here. I actually can't remember where this came from. I think kind of just like found on the floor. I think it was like meant to be like trash or something, but I was like, this is too cool to throw away. And so I just put it on there because I thought it looked really fun. And yeah, as per usual, my little seal for my sketchbooks. Actually, the new sketchbook that I have, I already started decorating it a little bit. I might make a part two, like short form video for that one. And I did not put a seal on it this time, so we'll see. This is for a prune. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have not had a good prune since this prune. It was a few months ago, and my mom had like got like a few of these prunes or whatever, and they're just sitting in the fridge, and I was like, oh, that they look, I want a little bit of fruit right now. We're out of grapes. We're out of like, my little vegetables that I like to eat and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'll get one of these things. Juicy, sweet, sour, delicious, firm, not soft. Literally the best like prune I've ever had in my life. And I was like, this is so good. It wasn't a prune. What's it called? It was like a, is it called a prune? It says prune on here, prune noir, but it was a plum. It was a black plum. There it is. So delicious. And I don't often eat plums or like, kind of like on the cob fruits, like apples and stuff like that, if that makes any sense. And so I was pleasantly surprised, and my mom's got a few more since then, and they still have not lived up to the hype that was that particular plum. Okay. Next up, we have duct tape. The duct tape was honestly there for my safety because, as you can see, I have like this like lacy kind of like doily stuff on the outside of the sketchbook, and so like I did not feel like sewing it on like I originally planned because, despite everything, the cover is like decently well made, surprisingly, and like kind of thick. And I was like, that's just a lot of work to put in, just like have that done. And Yossa's in the background, he's yelling at me already. And so I just kind of covered it with like duct tape really quickly, and I think it looks kind of fun. But yeah, so this one's like my big trash one. Page one. Yeah. Started this one in March of this year. Didn't do anything for a good few months, on and off. This one was honestly really hard for me to do. I don't know. I feel like every time I always say like, oh, this is my worst sketchbook, and it always feels like my worst sketchbook, and this definitely feels like it. This was from a wine that I had. It was really good. It was a sweet red wine, I think, or I can't remember, but it was very good from what I remember correctly. And then, as per usual, oh, also, this sketchbook has completely detached, so that's a fun little thing to talk about. My usual sketchbook goals. Let's go through these, actually, because I haven't seen these ones since the beginning. So one, we have, use as a place to thumbnail, plan smaller paintings and concepts. I kind of did that, but I did it with every sketchbook, so I would say on a grand scheme, I did actually less than I typically do, so fail. Explore backgrounds, character design, personal progress, writing, and basic practice. Honestly, on that one, I feel like I scale a little bit higher because I did a bit more practice, but it's still low for what I had planned to, so I would give myself like maybe like a 70. Passing grade, not perfect. And then little pencil, clean lines, no erasing. I mean, I do that anyway though. So again, not bit of a nothing sandwich. And then finish as soon as possible. I mean, my as soon as possible ended up being like an entire year because I ended up not drawing. I didn't realize how bad it was, honestly, until like I was like looking back at like my videos and I was like, holy shit, it's been like a long time since I posted anything or like had anything. And I think for a few of the videos too, like it's not that I wasn't drawing, it's just wasn't posting and hadn't been going live and stuff. But I am feeling better, and I won't say I'm going to start making more content immediately because I always feel like I get really excited about it, but then I get like super, I don't know, like super like nervous about it, and I end up not doing anything because I'm like, oh, but the expectations on me, even though I make shit content anyways. But I digress. And so this time I'm just gonna do what I do, and if it ends up in me making a lot more content, then that's a win. If not, then I can always improve. But for now, we're not going to say anything definitive because I always will come back and be like, guys, we're going to do more. And I always feel bad for letting people down because I end up being like, oh, but I can stay in bed and cry. Okay. Anyways. Next video, or next, not video, next page. Starting off strong. A lot of nothing. I think for this sketchbook, I had already started off with a bit of art block as it is. A lot of it, I don't know, like off the dome kind of stuff and like ideas for things, but a lot of nothing. Again, not much. I mean, like I don't really know what to say. Little characters, little like writing and stuff like that, as per usual. Next up, more pen stuff. I mean, I think for these ones, I was going through so much art block that I was like, oh, you know, even if I can't draw as like the quantity that I usually do, I can maybe like heighten the quality of the quick sketches that I'm doing. Didn't really work out as well. But I did really like this blue color. I might bring it back. Then I don't really know if you can really, yeah, not really much going on down here. This actually came from a smaller sketchbook. You may recognize it. I had so this sketchbook in particular had only red paper, and I had planned to use it to do like a bunch of like red, or not like not red, but like a bunch of like gouache studies and paintings to like practice my color and color theory. I ended up doing a few of them and then kind of like not doing it and not touching it. But I think that's only mainly because I'm not really someone who has, like, I'm not really someone who uses 2 sketchbooks at a time. I've always been, like, a very much so, like, one sketchbook person because when I have a sketchbook, it goes everywhere with me. And so I don't even know why I decided to do that. I think it was an attempt, and it was a fail, and I won't do it again. I likely won't do it again. I might try again, probably won't succeed. Next page, Conquest, and then like a bit of a younger Conquest, and then even a younger Conquest. I don't know, I was just conquesting it, as one does. This is also more from those pages, random sketches. Anytime I do a hairstyle like this for like a character, and like they're kind of slightly muscular, they always kind of give like Leon Kennedy. So, that's kind of it. Not much else. Hold on, let me see. I can't show all that. Anyways, more random stuff, more random sketches. Oh, little pen. I love purple pen, as we know. And this actually I discovered like earlier this year. Oof, it is my favorite cup ramen. Super simple, easy to make, of course. It's like the paper cup ramen. It is like the Japanese curry flavor. So delicious, so yummy. Cheap, easy, simplistic. I love it. Now this is a bit of practice. When I was practicing a bit more, like writing to myself. I don't know what I was talking about. Ignore that. And I don't know. I think these were just like quick kind of sketches using like one of the apps, not apps, but one of the websites I use for practice in the first place. All of this was just like warm up, I believe, for practice. Yeah, and then all practice. It's a little crazy, so I'm not going to show all of it. And then a lot of nothing outside of that, I feel. Um, oh, yeah. So April 1st, so this exact day, and when I kind of had these, right? Mint, as we all know, if you've been here for a while, you know Mint because she's like the demon voice in the back of my videos, little cat. She died on April Fool's this year. So that honestly, that it kind of explains a lot about my overall depression. I did not take it well. But I tried to like throwing myself into like work, I think, a little bit, and throwing myself into like character designs and stuff of the sort. And very quickly, as you can see, I kind of just like lost steam. I think this time too is when I was like, oh, like I'm gonna start streaming more and stuff like that. But I think it was more of just like setting goals for myself to not like let myself fall into too deep of a depression. But at the end of the day, it still happened. I did end up like meeting my goal for the most part, and thanks to you guys, I finally have a setup. I finally have a PC built and a setup. One of my friend's sisters did it. She's great, and it looks great. And I do have plans to do more in the future, hopefully. But yeah, so it took a while for me to like get back on track from it. A lot of nothing, little plants, little flowers. And then this is all like more like practice from like websites and stuff. I think also at this time it was really hard for me to like make anything original for some reason. It kind of like staggered. I kind of like went in and out of it, but I think a lot in this sketchbook because I just I don't know. I just like could not think of anything like that I would want to explore. Like I had like no muse, if that makes any sense. Like I didn't have like an idea of like a direction I wanted to go or something, or like I would like have like these fleeting ideas of like concepts of things or universes or characters or like, you know, character relationships, but then I just could not go through with it, or like I just didn't find interest in it, no matter how interesting it technically was. So yeah, there was that. So I did a lot of studying instead and got some more books. Yeah, this is the same. This is from the wine bottle in the front. Sweet Red Blend California. Pretty good, not the best, pretty good. More little sketches, random little sketches and things, little things. Now this particular little, like, so this is Friskies Tender Crunch. And I put this one in here because this was the first, I'm trying not to cry. Holy shit. This was the first cat food that I got and purchased for Yoast, actually. It was like the first time that I went to the store for cat food, and I got cat food, and I didn't have to think about Mint, because she was a super picky girl. She was always sassy little lady, super picky. Yoast has zoomies. But she was like super picky, and I remember like going to the store and like looking at the food and being like, oh, like I don't have to get this food anymore. Like, oh, like I don't have to get like sensitive food. I don't have to get food that doesn't have this thing or this ingredient, you know, or like this flavor. Like I could try something else like with Yoast. And so yeah, so I put that one in there, and it was, I don't know, it was a weird day. I think when I first got it and like finally brought it in the house, it kind of like just sat on top of the thing for a bit. Yeah. Anyways, more random sketches and stuff like that. Random doodles. Oh, at this time, I hadn't had a Whopper in years, and so I had bought like a little thing of Whoppers, and they were actually so good. And I have not had a Whopper since then. It's been months. I don't even know why. It's like, it's one of those things that typically you only eat like one time a year. But to be fair, typically when I used to eat Whoppers, they used to come in like those little like 3-packs that you got for like Halloween. And for this one in particular, it was like the actual like giant thing of Whoppers. And so even though I wanted to like, you know, take it easy, I kind of just ended up eating all of it in one go, like a little pig, because I'm greedy. I had plans to like paint this. I kind of started like a little bit of painting, like underpainting for the face, and then ended up just not doing anything. The idea is, yeah, okay. It's a little plain, I think, at this point, but it's there, right? More sketches that you can't really see because, you know, so much color is happening. More random sketches here. At this point, I think I wasn't really experimenting with characters and stuff like that, like I usually do, but I was kind of like changing pens. I mean, as we know, I have a thing where if I'm drawing with something like a material or a pen or a paint or something of some sort, even a paintbrush, or even just like in a sketchbook, a paper, I have to like feel it, if that makes any sense. Like, if I pick up a pen and I start, like, it has to like feel right, like when I draw with it for that day. Does that make any sense? And if it doesn't, I just cannot draw with it or draw properly with it. And so it's a full thing, but I was kind of like, I don't know. At this point, I was kind of denying what was going on a little bit. So I was like, oh, just change pens. And I just kept buying new pens, new pencils, new materials. I even started I did a little bit of it was a oil pastel kind of thing. I discovered Stella Rosa Blueberry. This one actually was a really, really good wine. One of my favorites. Pretty cheap, or decently cheap. And it is also, I don't know, like, it was pretty okay. Pretty low in alcohol, actually. This one is a bit of, like, planning. I had originally planned to do 2 pieces for this one in particular. I wanted to do one where it was, like, it's all the same OC. It's, like, Tom and Tony. This one ended up doing, it's the one where it's, like, Tom, like, in the car, and it's, like Jerry, little demon thing, like, in the back seat. And I had planned to do, like, a 2-part kind of thing or whatever, but I never did the second one. The first one I did, like, kind of push through and, like, kind of get it out, but the second one just did not touch at all. Next, more warm-ups on this side, and then more practice on this side. A lot of backgrounds. I don't know, like, at this point, I think I was kind of seeing backgrounds, because I was already, like, losing that kind of passion for, I don't know. People have been so hard to draw lately, and so I was kind of, like, losing the passion to draw people, and so I think I leaned a lot more on, like, backgrounds a bit in this one, or, like, small objects, or, like, weird creatures. Like, humans were kind of hard for me to draw in the sketchbook. They all kind of, like, felt the same, and, like, looked the same, or, like, not that they look the same, it's, like, when I drew them, and I drew people, I would go, like, on autopilot, and so it ended up being, like, the same person or the same face over and over again, like, aimlessly, and I just really couldn't, like, break out of that, because I was like, I can't really delve into my mind right now and, like, find something else. Yeah, more background stuff. Another one, I think this one and this one here were for, like, company stuff. I think Needham has reached out to me and sent these to me. And for this one, it was Grabby again. I don't know, my little car thing, little truck. More random stuff, more random sketches. I also, in this sketchbook, I'm typically such a big, usually such a big person when it comes to, like, oh, I have to fill space. Like, all spaces must be filled kind of person, typically. But for this sketchbook, there will be a lot of, like, just blank space that, like, typically when I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, I could fill it in with something, right? But for this one, it's all very spread out. So, this one was like a little starfish / like pyramid head inspired kind of thing. And like rocks and stuff. I don't know. It was kind of cool. She's actually mainly based off like my necklace that I have. I have like this one necklace that's like, it's like a glass or like a resin kind of star. And it has like teeth and stuff on it. I have like one thing, an eyeball. And then at this point, again, changed mediums, and I was doing a bit of, my dip pen. Also, because, like, dip pen content's, like, really easy to make, because it's really fun, really fast, simplistic. I don't feel, like, super stressed doing it. But people also love it for some reason, so I did a few of those just because, to post something. Here's where it really generates. Few more quick sketches and a bit of concept stuff. I think for this one it was during the summer, and so I had wanted to do like a drawing with Tom and Tony and have like a little bit of a beach scene happening. So I had like one where it's like Tom laying down and like Tony in the background like playing like in the sand or something and like kind of like looking at him as like he's sleeping. I had one where it's like Tom standing there just kind of like yawning for like a photograph, and then like Tony, like, fully, like, shredding his stuff, you know, like, ass out, like, hunched over, you know, acting all cutesy for the camera. I had one where it's, like, moments, like, for the storm, where it's, like, Tom sleeping and laying down, and it's, like, Tony actively, like, splashing or, like, dumping, like, a bucket of water, like, on his face. because that would be really funny. But I ended up, you know, not doing it as per usual. Next up, more nothingness, more nothing. This one was a wine I tried. I like the packaging, it's kind of when I got it, but didn't like the wine. But I did like the colors a lot, and it was a little fun to like make little creatures and stuff, and like little quick stuff. This one, actually, I don't think it is practice. I think this one's just like me, you know, not able to draw things. Oh, little Tom, little sleepy Tom, very cutesy. Yeah, not really much happening here. Next, the face I think I messed up on. I didn't really like it as much. But I ended up doing a little quick, like, I don't know, like, people looking a little weird, like, futuristic kind of alleyway thing. More, what is it called? More dip pen stuff and more little truck stuff. I did also fall in love with like this particular type of pen. I think one of my friends got it for me, and it was like it's like I don't know, like a clicker kind of like marker, like felt tip marker. Super cool. Weird shrimp creatures, weird like bleedy creatures, and a lot of nothing. Invincible or Movincible, really, and then a lot of nothing, me telling myself to get my shit together type thing, and nothing. I think at this point for this one, I had kind of, I was like, these four right here were me trying to figure out like, I guess opening panels or like covers for the comic that I have with Tom and stuff. And I tried working on the comic again, and I think at this time I'd restarted the comic a fourth time, I think at this point, and haven't touched it since. Again, I'll probably restart it again. And then out of nowhere I started breaking into like fully just, I don't know, making notes and learning anatomy again. Tried these because a friend of mine saw them, got super excited, so I got like one or two of these. They were just not good. I mean, at least to me, they were like flavorless, had like no flavor, and I was like, oh, like what's the point? They're not spicy, there's no flavor, I can't taste anything. But, you know, what's the point of these? I do not like oysters. I got this because I'd never tried an oyster before, and I just, you know, wanted to try it because I've never had one before. And they actually, I mean, I just didn't like it. I think it's mainly a texture problem for me. I'm very, very picky when it comes to textures, and it's just, and I had already, I preemptively knew that I would very likely not enjoy it and not indulge again, but I just think that to say that I've tried it and I truly do not like it is something. But maybe if they're made a different way next time, because I just kind of had them like with my rice and like my pickled vegetables and stuff, so, you know, maybe in the future. One of my, you know, favorite pens stopped working for a little bit, so I had to kind of like revive it and like change some things out. It was a full thing. Quick sketches, things of the sort, with like this orange color. I honestly, I had got the color a while ago. It's technically like brilliant brown, but it looks very orange to certain pens, and I honestly started to like really love like this orange, like kind of burnt orangey color. It became like one of my favorites. I think I started using it a lot more, and I probably will use it a lot more in like my next sketchbook. Underneath it, there is underneath all of these drawings, there's like practice and stuff like that, and some warm-ups. And then we just did like a few quick studies from like Pinterest, I think, as like a server, like in this Discord. And yeah, I have grapes and I have an apple. I mean, I'm probably just more, I think next sketchbook I'll probably do a lot more like painting stuff, because the paper is mixed media and it's kind of like textured and toothy, so I do, and I will be more encouraged to do more of that. Just kind of filling space, I think, here. I think later on in the sketchbook especially, I do kind of get into the mentality of just filling the space. And so it's not, I don't know, it was put together. It's a very messy sketchbook. It feels kind of experimental, but I was kind of like lost when it came to like everything. So yeah, of nothing. I kind of just like took two markers and it was like, oh, I should like draw things with these. So that's kind of what I did. And I had this really cool bookmark. I actually don't know where it is right now, but it's like a leaf, but it's a metal leaf. Very cool. Very, very cool. This is just tape to be tape, I think, actually. Oh, this was like a Dove, like, chocolate square thing. It was so good, actually. It was so good. Oh, things I need to learn, and of course, things I have to study is, like, a bunch of things, as per usual. I'll probably, like, double cross-reference and double-check this later. I'll put this here. You know, to start my new sketchbook. These were all just, like, the same material as the other ones, just, like, a random, like, felt pen that I have, and I made, and then I think for this one I had, like a blue color pencil, and then, like, I had, like, one or two, I had, like, 2 acrylic markers, I think, for all of this. And honestly, I do like how this one looks. I do like how these kind of look turned out. This one in particular is my favorite, though. I don't know, something about it. Something about it. Really interesting. Ooh, anchovies. I do like anchovies. My only thing is that 1 can of anchovies is too many anchovies for me, but I do like having them with, like, I don't know, as per usual, like, rice and stuff. I eat a lot of fish and rice. I'm weird and very picky with food. So then more random things. Oh, I think at this time I was going to experiment more with, like color theory and stuff like that, or, like, not color theory, but, like, kind of just mixing colors and making these colors, like, work again, because I thought maybe, like, cutting down my supplies would, you know, inspire me a bit. It really didn't. Also, I think at this point, like, the new Amazing World Gumball had come out, and so I had, you know, a little gumball doodle because I thought it was cute. Oh, this just fell out. Who cares? Next one is more, I don't know, more random art stuff. I think both of these were also studies. This one also was a study. We'll get to that in a second. And this one ended up very nice, I think. I think it started with, like, a layer of alcohol markers, and I built up with, like, paint. Ended up being really fun, and I do end up liking it a little bit. And at the end of it, I think I ended up using a white gel pen to do, like, all the fun little highlights and stuff like that, and it was really cool. This one, we had all collectively not done well at, because I think for this one, I had attempted to just use my acrylic markers, and the colors were just not turning out, and I just was not liking it, and I kept going back and forth and, like, adding stuff and doing things, and it just ended up being kind of crazy. His face is kind of cool, though. I do like this one little face sitting here. It ended up being cool. This one, oh, I didn't even mention, I have so many Pokemon, like, cards in here, like, in the back of this, and before you ask, I do not play Pokemon. I don't really know much about Pokemon. I just have, like, a few friends who love Pokemon, and one in particular where she'll buy cards, and if she doesn't like them or doesn't care for them, she'll just give them to me. And so I have, like, these stacks of Pokemon cards now, and so, I mean, I might do something with them in the future, if you guys want to see that, either redrawing Pokemon or, like, redesigning them, or possibly, like, making characters based on Pokemon. Maybe, let me know. But I do want to do something with them, because I want to put them to use, not just, like, staple them in. This was a wild lavender and vanilla and, like, linen thing that I put in the bathroom. This was the last plug-in that was in the bathroom when Mint passed, and she had gone to the bathroom and passed away when I was at work, and so for a while afterwards I had not changed it, even though it was, like, basically empty for a bit, and I basically had it inside there because now when I, like, smell it, I get, like, really sad and kind of, you know, weird about it. Anyways, fish, I think these ones I did all with acrylic markers only, and it ended up being really good, actually. I thought it was gonna be a lot worse. It's not my best work, obviously, but for acrylic markers and me, it went pretty well. Then Juneteenth, obviously, because I'm black. You say I'm black? I know. I'm the palest person on the planet. I'm mixed, guys, I swear. I swear. I'm, like, literally half. I don't know why I look like this. Then we have the sketchbook that I'm currently working in. I had started designing, like, a character based on, like, a lamp. Ended up just kind of not finishing that at all. Oh, a coworker said she loved these cookies, and they're, like, $1 or something. It's, like, lime, like, filling, and it's, like, little cracker cookies. So good, actually. So yummy. So yum-tastic. This is an Ultra Strawberry Dreams monster, because at this time I was obsessed with anything strawberries, strawberries and cream, strawberry shortcake. I don't know why, but I mean, like, I even had like perfumes based on it and body oils, and I had like a matching body wash and had a matching deodorant and stuff like that. Now I can't look at it. I don't even know why. It was like a short little period where I only could do that. Next, we have more of these little things from that tiny little sketchbook I was talking about. I have, these are, I think, sketches and thumbnails for this painting. And then I had like a little paragraph about it and like, you know, ideas of like what's going on in the painting. And yeah, that's kind of it off the dome. Kind of just thought about some stuff and made it. And then random guy. I think I had to use just like a random wash of of alcohol markers, and then went on top of it with like an acrylic marker or two, and then use like a regular pen, and then put some like what's this, like oil pastel on it. Yeah, so I mean, kind of nothing burger. Random car I made. I like designing cars, like weird vehicles every once in a while. An orange. No, nothing for this orange. Nothing particular for this orange. This is an orange. Random drawings. This one was a cool washi tape. I had ordered something. This came on the item to close it down. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. I cannot get rid of that. So I put it on there. And same thing. More of those sketches. Yeah, nothing underneath that. It's empty. Ooh, this one is sardine fillets. This one was really good, so I wanted to put inside there because I liked it a lot. Keep track of it. This is when I had studied the rib cage and kind of like figured out, like locked in. Yeah, just a little rib cage drawing on top of this one. Can't really see it that well though. This right here was from like a thing I did with my friend. Go add bison berries. She basically, we'll do it sometimes where like we'll pick out like one or two images on Pinterest, and then we'll like try to combine them and make a new character or a new concept. And for this one, it was like this weird like skull creature, and it's like a regular ass rooster. And so I just did that. Ended up being kind of fun, kind of cool. And also with like just acrylic markers, I think. And random characters. I think a few of these were studies actually of people. This one was surprisingly very good. I didn't have high hopes for it because I do not like coconut milk. I like coconut meat, not milk typically. But it was pretty good. More random like sketches and stuff like this. Weird like corrupt priest kind of thing. I don't really know. He's kind of evil, kind of weird. He has like tentacles. I don't know. I was kind of just doing stuff, making stuff. This is the other one I was talking about though. This is the smoky chili. I tried like I think a week later. Again, no flavor whatsoever. But it could just be me though. You guys could have had, you know, good experiences with it. Me personally, just no flavor. A lot of nothing. Any more ideas for characters, more weird concept stuff. At this time, I actually really like drawing bald people and like these weird floppy ears. I don't know what the problem was. Oh, ghost, of course, because secretly a freak. You guys want to know about that though. Oh, this right here though is from my dad got me a sewing machine, and it was really cool. And now I can sew. I can use a sewing machine. I mean, I've always been able to sew, but I've always been a hand sewer. And so it's my first ever sewing machine, and I taught myself how to use it. And I actually went to a birthday party, a costume birthday party, at Lynn Arts, and I made my own costume for the party. And I went as the lamb from Cult of the Lamb. Yeah, it was pretty fun, pretty chill. Oh, here's a Sprite tea. It honestly wasn't bad. I kind of liked it a little bit. One of my friends kept talking about how it tasted like roach legs. It was a little bit of an odd taste, but it wasn't horrible. It was kind of just like, if I wanted like a tea like this, I could just drink brisk tea or something. More random sketches. I think I was in my bed for these ones, so they're kind of like off, and like the color's kind of weird. But I kind of enjoy the color. The weird gray and the yellow, the contrast is really interesting. Also, again, more bald people with weird ears. I don't know. Oh, almost missed this guy. Guy with the basket. Okay. Also, I think at this time, I was kind of like falling back into like my old habits of like, more intricate clothing. This one I can like mix a few references together, like some ideas. I don't know. I think only this part right here was like not reference, but like there's like I have an art book that has it's literally just like the anatomy of like the stomach, and it has like the ribs, and it has the intestines. I was like, oh, what if it's something similar to that, but like cooler? And so I kind of just used that for a little bit. I think using the same colors kind of did something new. This one's honestly kind of interesting. It kind of gives like movie poster, I think. I don't know. Again, a lot of nothing. I think the less inspiration I had and like the deeper into my depression I got, the weirder concepts I had when it came to art. Because I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at here. It's just like I don't know. But yeah. Oh, this right here is actually really funny. In Discord, we play like games sometimes and play like Roblox a lot. And at the time, I was obsessed with Supermarket Simulator, but particularly the one in Roblox. It's like the one-for-one copy of the actual video game, but like worse quality and Roblox. And I would go in and I would grind for hours. And sometimes we do like little like funny role plays or whatever. And so I had like character in that universe, and yeah, we all had like different characters and stuff like that. So we drew the character. It was really fun, really cutesy. Next up, we have more random sketches, more nothingness. I don't know if I can show the back of this. I cannot. The bottom is just kind of like some, quick practice and stuff like that, and ideas of stuff. I think these were from life, actually. I was kind of like looking at things around me and drawing them. This is from a sticker pack that I got from my other awesome mute. I have a lot of art mutes. Donuts Bagels on everywhere else, and they have really beautiful stickers and stuff like that, really fun stickers, and so I just like ordered like a shit ton of them. Honestly, I would order more, but I have the other batch still, and I've been like, they're so pretty, then like I don't know what to put, like where to put them at, what to do with them. They're so cute. So still holding on to them. Next, full spread up BS. I don't even know. I think at this point I was getting back into like my little what do you call it, pens, like my fountain pens, and so it was all of these pens, pretty sure. And so I was just kind of, getting the juices flowing. I was also utilizing like the ink and like moving it around to like, with like some clean water to fill in things, and then I used a bit of acrylic stuff to pop things out, and I don't know, it was all overall very messy, but it was very quick idea stuff. Also, people are downstairs cleaning the house, so I'm so sorry. You can probably hear it in the background of this, but it's getting dark. I just got off work, and I'm very hungry, so I will not be refilming. So it might be a bit noisy in my background, but we're not here for the noise. We're here for the art. Birds, Bees, Pomegranate. Pretty good, actually. I think I still have one of them. I was kind of interested in the flavor because I'd never seen pomegranate before, so I got it, and I had to go give one to a friend. More of those weird drawings where like I blended out the actual line work, and for these ones I went on top with like a black one and did it again after like blending out the initial like blue fountain pen layer, and I had added some like some acrylic markers on top of them. Kind of fun, kind of interesting. I love this weird freak dude I made. I don't know, as you can tell, again, bald, older, weird freak. I don't know what the problem was with me. But drawing those little weird guys was comforting. Oh, for these ones were like sketches and ideas for the next page. You can go to that really quickly. Boom. I ended up not finishing it. This would be like floating things and flying stuff and, different cool stuff on it. But I ended up losing all steam for it immediately. I always find it virtually impossible to keep on with a project, but in this time in particular, it was horrible and I couldn't do anything. So, yeah. Again, more messy sketches, and honestly in this sketchbook, I think it's like one of my messiest sketchbooks yet. Like, it's really, because I think in other ones, it's like clean enough where like I'll at least finish a sketch, but these ones, I would spend like 10 to 15 seconds on a sketch sometimes, or at most I'd spend maybe like 4 to 5 minutes and get fatigued and stop drawing completely. And so they're all like very quick. They're all very, very quick sketches. If I had to spend more, time on a sketchbook, I just would not. Or got a sketch, I just wouldn't do it. I think for these ones, I did take longer because I purposely sat myself down and was like, you have to do this. You have to. Also, okay, break it down. This is my Uber Eats order, okay? What did I order? 1 Crunchwrap Supreme and a medium strawberry fresca. Now, the strawberry thing, not good. Don't care about it. Pretty useless. But I'm always a get your drinks at home kind of person, you know, where I'm just like, oh, we got water at home. Oh, we got Kool-Aid at home. Oh, we got juice at home kind of person. So there's that. But let me walk you through this, okay? Let me walk you through this. I have changed a few of these things since I've started, you know, eating my Uber Eats orders. For one, we do want the seasoned beef. Get the seasoned beef, okay? Then you're going to add the, what do you call it, chicken? The, like, baked chicken, which again, some of these options are only available on Uber Eats orders for some reason. Don't add the beans. Don't add the strips. I mean, you could add the beans if you want. Strips, useless. Potatoes, useless. Steak, useless. We already have 2 other things, okay? Add cheese, kind of useless. You can add a little bit. Add jalapenos, like that one. Cabbage, useless. Cheddar cheese, useless. Onions, good. Pico de gallo, good. Cilantro, you don't really have to use it. And that's kind of it. And then get more than 1 fucking Diablo. Get more than 1 Diablo, okay? Yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of it. This is a new flavor that I got. I have like a circle water bottle, and so I changed the flavor to like strawberry, because again, I was on my strawberry craze, as I told you guys about, and it's just more dip. It wasn't a dip pen actually for these ones. These were all like a fountain pen like you can buy at the store, and so kind of what I used for a lot of these and different ideas and stuff like that. This one I had tried to sketch out digitally as well, and just did not, you know, find it, so I just, you know, forgot about it. More weird people. This was also a study, I believe. Oh, for the birthday party that I went to, the costume party, I had made cheesecakes. Like, I made like 3 or 4 cheesecakes, and there was a guest that was attending the party who is gluten-free because I have an allergy, and so I had went and like looked for like gluten-free graham crackers so I can actually make the bottom portion, like the crust of the cheesecake for them. And I just ended up, you know, making all of it gluten-free because I was like, it's better just than to have, you know, them worry that possibly one of them's not, you know, whatever. Long story short, they're so expensive and it's so hard to find gluten-free like fucking anything, especially when it comes to graham crackers. Like, oh my gosh, this was the only option at the Walmart I work at, and I was literally flabbergasted. I was like, there's nothing else that can sit, and these packs are so tiny. Like, it was crazy. Random sketches. Which also, this idea is pretty cool. It's like multiple faces, like in one big face. Kind of interesting. Espresso mocha. I got into like drinking this kind of coffee in the morning, and I think the cream one is my favorite. There's a just like a plain cream one, and that was really good. Or like just like a mocha one with just like it's just mocha. It's like a black and red can. So good. Here's the thing though, right? Insane, like stupid amounts of caffeine. Okay, like this one is a smaller can, so it has 200 milligrams caffeine. The regular cans have 300, which doesn't seem like much until like you see me and you're like, oh, that's probably not good for you. Highlight powder that I got worked really well actually. Still have it, still using it. You know, haven't really made a dent in it. So good. Ram sketching, ram drawing. I think these ones were from practice, but it's so scratchy I couldn't tell you what was going on really. Same here. More bodies, more things. More bodies, more things. Oh, this is a fish. Like a fish, like little drawing and sketch. The thing is about this fish actually, what was I watching? I was watching there's like this one manga that I was watching like a video about, and it's really, really cool. And unfortunately, they don't have the copy of the manga yet in English. You can only buy it in Spanish for some reason, for physical media. But it was a really, really cool concept. What was it? It was like, I don't know, it was like, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Like, these little tasks kind of give it away. But it was so interesting. It was so interesting. I mean, if you guys ask in the comment section and you guys are genuinely curious, I can probably find it for you and let you know. Really good. I just drew this one after it, and I kind of just like made something so I can like journal a little bit on the sides and like talk to myself as per usual. Ain't gotta rate it. It's probably crazy. I wouldn't. Oh, this was a concept that I made an entire world, and I kind of combined a bunch of like other stuff that I have. If you know about the bleeds, I basically just like turn the bleeds into like, these monsters. You can like mix them up in there. You know, I mean, I can make a full video about this later if you want. I have like a in progress like little full illustration with these things in it and these guys and stuff like that happening. But it's not. I mean, it's one of those things that I kind of work on it a little bit and leave it alone. Work on it a little bit, leave it alone. So eventually I'll have like a full painting of these, you know, little concepts. But if you ever want like a video on it, let me know. Next, more random drawing and stuff. I got back into my little like felt tip markers, and that felt kind of good because like I don't know, I miss like my line weights and like stuff like that. At this point in the sketchbook, I had like nothing left, and so I was trying my hardest to just fill up space, and a lot of it ended up being nonsense and full like faces and such. More practice, more practice. This is also practice. This clearly more practice, more practice, more practice. Oh, bulldog spicy tteokbokki, and very good. As per usual. And next page, same thing. Oh, this is from Donuts Bagels, one of the stickers that I put on there. I got 2 of these ones, so it was really cool. I love it. I just love shrimp, as we know, and so I snatched it up immediately. More practice stuff. Then is where I was like, okay, you have like a few pages left in the sketchbook, you might as well use it for like actual drawing, and I kind of tried to like break away from practicing. And, you know, again, filling up space, so I don't know what's happening here. I don't know if I'll ever make these people actual characters or not, but more random things and people and whatever. Random sketches and people and whatever, again. Faces are getting, like, weird, I think, around this time, too. Oh, I tried, it was this, like, black cherry or something. Pretty good. A lot of nothing happening. At this point on, though, I had a few pages left, and I had went out with, like, I met up with a friend from Discord for the first time, and so went to a really cool, Lebanese restaurant together. We went out for, like, you know, got books and stuff like that. I got a new stamp. We smoked a cigarette together. It was really fun, really chill. Very nice night. A whole lot more sketching. I tried going back to my usual techniques of drawing, and honestly, it did help quite a bit. But at this point in the sketchbook, I am basically, like, this is pretty, you know, like, this is, like, last week type shit, so, like, I'm already, like, coming out, of that art block a little bit anyways, so it's a little bit better. A little bit of nothing. This was actually from a few nights ago, like, yesterday or some shit. Like, 1 or 2 nights ago, actually, yeah. This is a fresh sketchbook tour. I went to my first bar. Really, really fun. Super fun. I had a great night with my friends. And yeah, random sketches, things of the sort. Trying to fill up space very quickly, as we can see. Like a highlighter, and then this is just like my little pen. And I had like a brown marker, so that's what I did. Quick little concept stuff, and little ideas of things. Weird little people. I love this like weird little creature guy. He's so silly looking. He looks so mischievous. He's being held for a reason. He's committing crimes. And then the last page, again, nothing burger. This is actually from a friend. She gave me like this cool like little charm thing. So cute. I'll probably show them off one day. And if you're wondering, the sketchbook tour should be a bit longer. It is missing like pages. The reason it's missing pages is because, like, when I got the sketchbook, like in the beginning of the year, we had went out for like a family dinner, and it was like a lot of people that I didn't know, and we like went out to like a restaurant or something. But I bring my sketchbook everywhere, so of course I brought my sketchbook. And when I brought my sketchbook, there ended up being like a little kid there, and he was the only little kid there, and he sat directly next to me, and I felt really bad because it was like a bunch of adults, and it was like this one like little kid, and so I had ended up like ripping out like a chunk of my sketchbook and just like giving it to him with like a pen to like draw and like hang out. He had a good time. He was doing chill afterwards. Very sweet. But yeah, that's it, and that concludes this sketchbook tour. I think definitely a little bit more of an emotional tour than I meant it to be. a bit of a nothing burger because I didn't really end up doing a whole lot in my sketchbook. It was a pretty plain sketchbook tour, and just like a sketchbook experience this time around. But hopefully, next sketchbook will lock in a little bit. You know, we'll get over this mental health problem, right? And we'll actually do fun, cool stuff. Which I do have plans to do fun, cool stuff. So thank you for watching. Thanks for joining. Giving me your time. Listen to me yap a little bit. And hopefully I see you in the next video. If you have any suggestions of what you want me to do video-wise or talk about, just let me know. Look, I have no ideas. I'm also considering a possible, like, sketchbook, general kind of, like, sketching video. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do another painting one like I did before, but the painting videos do take a bit more effort and more time, and as we know, I'm working like 5 days a week, so it does make it a teeny bit harder, but we shall see. At the very least, I do want to have, what do you call it, a live stream soon, with like next like few days, next week maybe, by Tuesday or Wednesday, so yeah. Again, thanks for watching, and goodbye!